Hello, my name is Dennis, and welcome to my Trailer Park White Trash Mobile Home Kitchen. I really do live in a mobile home, in a trailer park, and this is my kitchen. I'm going to make cookies today. I rarely ever make cookies, but I found this recipe that the originator, whose name must be Frankie because he has a website, Frankie Fights Food, he calls it oatmeal brittle because when it bakes down real thin, and he said you can even break it up and turn it into kind of like a granola. But I found that by adding peanuts, it doesn't melt down real thin. It stays together like a cookie. And because they contain apple butter, which is caramelized apple, I'm going to call these apple oatmeal cookies. So let's get into the ingredients I'm going to use. I have 4 ounces, 113 grams of butter, 1 cup, 200 grams sugar, 1 large egg, 1/4 cup, 80 grams honey, 1/4 cup, 60 grams of apple butter. This is called apple butter. It's basically spreadable apples. It's apples that have been cooked down a lot until they're caramelizing. I've thought about caramelizing some apples to make my own, but a friend found some apple butter and bought some for me, so there's my apple butter. Then I have 1 cup, 5 ounces, 125 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 cups, 175 grams of rolled oats. You often see this as old-fashioned oats. And then finally 1 cup, 140 grams of peanuts. The method of preparation is pretty simple on this, pretty straightforward. Everything is done in one bowl. So there's my butter and my sugar. And these just get creamed together until they form a homogeneous paste. Okay, so that's looking pretty smooth now. I want to add my egg, my honey. This is just regular clover honey. You can, if you want, use something like, I love orange blossom honey. And then my apple butter. And again, combine these until they're smooth. And by the way, it's probably worth mentioning that that first step is a lot easier, obviously, if your butter is at room temperature. So that looks good. Right away, this is reminding me of the consistency of cat's tongues before you add the flour. There's a recipe for cat's tongues. That's another form of cookie on the website. So there goes my flour in. And again, combine this until it's smooth. So now the last step is to fold in the peanuts and the rolled oats. I am in the meantime heating my oven up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 175 degrees Celsius. Okay, this looks like the blending is done. The peanuts and the rolled oats are distributed evenly. Okay, I've got in the meantime a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And what I'm going to do here, I might even need 2 sheets, is I'm just going to spoon some kind of little mounds of dough on my baking sheet here, 2 to 3 inches apart. What is that, about 5 to 8 centimeters? These don't need to be a nice round consistent shape. Okay, I've got enough batter here that I think I'm going to work with 2 baking sheets and work back and forth. These have to bake for 15 to 20 minutes, and then when they come out of the oven they need to cool. I'm just going to slide this sheet out of the pan onto a cooling rack and then use my pan again. I've got 2 baking sheets set up ready to go. So 15 to 20 minutes and these should be ready to come out of the oven. Here is my first batch out of the oven. I baked these 20 minutes to get that browning around the edge. So these look perfect. Let me see if I can do this without burning myself. Just going to use my paper and just slide that off and let those cool. Then I can use this pan for my next batch. So there are my cookies. I got 28 cookies out of that batch of dough, so I'm going to say that this recipe makes 2 to 3 dozen. The last step is to see how good these taste. I have my coffee ready. I have my cookie picked out. I want to see how this tastes. Chewy. Okay, the saltiness of the nuts in there is just perfect. And the sugar and the apples give it a nice sweetness, so make these. I'm thinking I'm going to a potluck this weekend. I think I already have ready what I'm going to take. I'm going to put these in an airtight container and save them until Saturday. Meanwhile, excuse me, I'm going to go enjoy my coffee and my apple oatmeal cookie. For a printable PDF copy of this recipe with step-by-step photographs, visit the White Trash Cooking website and look on the home page or in the recipe archive.